A lot of people think of mental health as either you are completely mentally ill or you have never had a mental health issue ever. Like our physical health, our mental health isn't either or. Some days are just better than others. The truth is, some days are great, and some have conflicts. Some have intense hassles, and some have problems that just seem to last. Some have a lot of hurt, and some days we just grieve. When it comes to sleep and stress, we are all 7 consecutive sleepless nights away from a psychotic episode. That's because stress and poor sleep can cause mental health symptoms, including a depressed mood, anxiety, hyperactivity and restlessness, lethargy, loss of pleasure, impulsive and reward-seeking behavior, diminished focus and attention, insomnia and hypersomnia, excessive guilt and shame, compulsive behavior, suicidal ideation, and yes, psychosis. The term behavioral health is a more holistic term than the term mental health. Behavioral health refers to more than just our mental health and well-being. It also includes our concept of self, our ability to function and interact in everyday life. To understand your behavioral health, it is important to understand the role of your brain. The brain has one job. Its job is to keep you alive. It accomplishes this by always keeping you moving away from death and towards survival. It is important to understand how your brain controls your thoughts and actions using the limbic system and neurotransmitters. And the parts of the brain you can use to regain control. Like the prefrontal cortex and strong neural pathways. Starting with the limbic system, also known as the lizard brain, this part of the brain has 4 drives you must participate in to survive. Fight or flight, also known as our threat response. Eat, see food, eat food. Seeking and maintaining physical comfort. And reproducing. When presented with these options, your brain will work to convince you that you must follow that particular drive. Neurotransmitters are used to aid the brain in getting us to comply with the limbic system. So we continue movement in thought and action towards survival and movement away from death. Some neurotransmitters are used to create feelings of comfort, peace, and pleasure to reward our behaviors, like dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and anandamide. Other neurotransmitters are used to create feelings of discomfort, stress, or fear when the brain thinks we are in danger, even if we are not, in fact, in danger, like cortisol, norepinephrine, and noradrenaline. In other words, if you try to convince your brain that you do not need to eat, respond to a threat, seek comfortable things, or reproduce, when the brain thinks you do, well, it's going to release some of these. because it thinks you're trying to meet this guy. But wait, there's more. A lot of the time, the brain is just plain wrong. Because not every choice is life or death. Like the vast majority of them. Here are a few examples of this puppet mastery the brain has over us. It doesn't matter if a threat is real, or we believe it is real, or we even spend time just thinking about it. The brain will make us feel stress in all three situations. In other words, thinking about stressful events that might not even happen still results in us experiencing mental and physical stress in the present moment. Like, have you ever noticed sometimes when you look out the window of a skyscraper, you momentarily feel like you are on the edge of a cliff and about to fall? Even though you know you're not on the edge of a cliff. Or the fact that a baby's cry is designed by nature to frustrate us and make us feel stress, so we get up and move into action to try to stop it. And at the same time, picking up your baby releases the same chemicals in our brains we feel when we fall in love. Or have you ever seen something so incredibly cute, you suddenly feel like biting or squeezing it? Well, this is called cute aggression. It happens when your brain is flooded with reward chemicals because of how cute that thing is. And to get back into balance, it then releases aggression chemicals. Or how about the times you run up the basement stairs because you suddenly feel like something is chasing you, but nothing's actually chasing you? The good news is you can use your prefrontal cortex and build strong neural pathways to retrain your brain. The prefrontal cortex is like a computer that can mitigate the drives of the brain. You can use it to get your mind back on track and your brain under control. Having a prefrontal cortex is what separates us from these guys. The prefrontal cortex helps with the orchestration of thoughts and actions, planning and organization, differentiating among conflicting thoughts and making decisions, understanding future consequences of current activities, and the ability to work towards a defined goal. Think of neural pathways as thoughts that, when fired off together, wire together. Neural pathways form when we repeat the same patterns of thinking. Similar to muscle memory, the more we engage in a thought process, the harder it becomes to have alternative thought processes. Like a deeply rutted out four-wheel drive track. If every time you're on it you turn right, the day you decide you want to go left, well, you're likely to roll your Jeep. The more we practice negative and fearful thinking, the better we get at feeling negative and fearful. And the more we practice positive and self-assured thinking, well, the better we get at feeling more positive and self-assured. The interplay between your feelings, or how you physically feel, your thoughts and the meaning you make out of things, and your actions and interactions with others and your environment is your cognitive triangle. Understanding your cognitive triangle is the first step in changing it. Cognitive behavioral therapy helps you understand how to challenge and change your cognitive triangle. Your therapist can help you find ways to change how you feel by exploring things like medication, sleep skills, through evaluation and diagnosis, finding ways to change diet and exercise, or by providing substance abuse treatment. Cognitive behavioral therapy can help you learn and practice ways to challenge and change your thinking, like which commonly used cognitive distortions you might be using, or learning and changing your negative core beliefs, helping you understand the meaning of events in your life, and in learning more flexible styles of thinking. It can also help you with targeting and changing actions that perpetuate stress and life challenges, identifying ways to change your environment or in your relationship, and learning new ways of coping and self-care. When it comes to changing your cognitive triangle, you only have to pick one corner and all three change. When we change our thoughts, how we feel and act also changes. When we change how we feel, we also change how we think and act. And when we change our actions, we also change how we feel and think. Your therapist will help you understand where to get started and help you decide which corner of the triangle is the best place for you to begin. Cognitive behavioral therapy is an evidence-based treatment method and is covered by insurance. Visit us online at www.telebehavioralhealth.us to get started today.